Alright, hello everyone.
Hello.
Give me a second. I did not adjust anything before stream, and I apologize. I was running behind today.
Okay.
Um,
Do that now.
so, okay. Looks like we are good. Shit's going down. Shibuya is, like, dying. Everything's fine. So let's go over
I feel
recap.
like that's every day.
Yeah. So our recap, Jack figured out that the girl claiming to be Kanan was actually the real Alfred, and that she sent Hitomi's English teacher to retrieve her blood at the Scramble. No matter what shenanigans Achi and Kano do to get him to stop and get the password, a bomb goes off when Ayakamiki's song plays. Tateno needs to protect Osawa and the lab from Alfred, who intends to destroy all other sources of the antiviral. So yeah. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we have a jump. To Achi that we can't do.
We always keep dying.
Yeah. Okay, so looks like all we got is Achi. So
Let's do Achi then.
let's see where this gets us with Achi.
Good boy.
Okay, why does he still seem so confident? So we're just gonna call his bluff. This is just a bluff. He knows he can't get away. His only chance would be to try to spread the virus around and then take off while everyone was distracted, which meant they just needed to grab the guy and be done with it.
Enough of the high and mighty act.
Susumu shouted. Evidently, he shared Achi's opinion. He began to stop toward Alfred, but he didn't reach him in time. It's time to catch.
Yay!
The vials in Alfred's hand went sailing high into the air. Look out! Catch him! Catch him! Achi gestured for his comrades to fan out across the open space. The vials seemed to almost vanish against the backdrop of the evening sky. How many of them had this guy even thrown? There was no way to tell for sure. Oops, I just realized I didn't minimize that for you. Sorry, now you can see the screen better.
Oh, no, it's okay.
And I
still
didn't
see this.
plug that in either. So
It's okay.
We're doing great today.
We're having a day.
I wolfed down dinner in 5 minutes before stream, so I'm actually really behind today.
Are you okay, fam?
Yeah, I feel a little bit nauseous, but it's okay.
Okay.
And if even one of them broke open, it would be a death sentence for Shibuya. They had to make sure they caught them all. Spinning around in the midst of chaos, Achi saw Susumu catch one vial deftly. Many of the other gang members appeared to have done the same. There's one more! Over there! Oh, that's Hitomi. The desperate shout had come from Hitomi. She'd spotted a vial sailing in a high arc away from all the SOS members. Damn it! Yeah. Achi launched into motion, ignoring the searing pain in his leg, but the falling vial was so far away. Ah! It was now or never. He threw himself into a headfirst slide. No. Woo!
Let's catch!
The gang members broke out into cheering and applause. I don't know where Kano is at the moment. Last time he caught it, but whatever you're doing, buddy.
Well, he's trying to set himself on fire.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Guy.
Okay,
yeah.
So we still live even if we do this.
Yeah.
Achi got to his feet and looked around, but saw no sign of either Kano or Alfred.
Hey, Achi, you're looking for the detective.
Susumu gestured with his chin. Achi looked and saw Kano far away from the Scramble, chasing after Alfred. Soon, both men were lost in the crowd. Achi would have charged off in pursuit as well, but his wounded leg made that impossible. Get him, detective, he murmured under his breath. We're counting on you.
Beat him up, bitch.
Achi's cell phone rang. It was Stanley. Mr. Stanley? What's going on?
Something isn't right.
Huh?
I can't get in touch with Tateno,
Stanley said.
What about on your end? Anything unusual going on?
No problems here for the moment. Detective Kano managed to catch Alfred.
Did he get the password?
I think he just finished his interrogation.
Could you put me on the line with Kano?
Yeah, give me a sec. Achi turned to Kano and shouted, Detective! Kano turned to look at him as he was flipping his own cell phone closed. I've got Stanley on the line. He says that Detective Tatano...
And explosion.
Before he could complete a sentence, a massive explosion blasted Achi off his feet.
God damn it.
Tiny bits of metal tore through his arms, legs, and torso. He crashed to the ground and crumpled like a tattered rag. There were screams coming from all directions. But as Achi started to fade from consciousness, the voices got softer and softer.
No.
Through the haze of pain, he saw a bloodied arm stretched out before him. He saw a hand that had been clasped with his hand all day long.
Oh my god, this is sad.
The fingers feebly reached for him, and Achi intertwined them with his own. It took the very last of his strength. Then, both hands subsided into stillness. And we didn't get a jump there, which is probably not a good thing.
It's just everything keeps exploding.
Yeah. So I think we need to figure out where that explosion is coming from.
I
I don't know if we've done this jump to Tatano. Let's check this really quick. Oops. I think we have, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, we haven't. We're good. That's where we left off.
Oh. Seems legit. Once they made it past Shibuya station, the roads were relatively clear. They ought to make it to the lab in no time. Unless Kajiwara just randomly passes by, then we're screwed.
Yeah.
But yeah, details. The phone rang again. It was Stanley.
That's you.
Oh wait, what's going on? He said to the American.
Listen carefully. Your life may depend on it. I'm going to ask you some questions. If the answer is yes, say that's right. If it's no, reply with, will do.
For a moment, Tatano was bewildered from the urgency in Stanley's voice. However, he realized there was some kind of emergency. That's right, he said, after a moment's thought. That ought to let Stanley know that he understood the code.
Is Kanan with you right now?
That's right.
That Kanan is an imposter.
Tatano gripped his phone more tightly, hoping it would stop the trembling in his hand.
It's her.
Stanley said.
She's Alfred.
The detective had to stifle a gasp of alarm.
I don't have time to fill you in on the details, but I've got some pretty incontrovertible evidence. You need to turn back now.
Tatano struggled to come into terms with what he'd just heard. He glanced at Kanan through the rearview mirror. A mirror? Wow, I can talk today. She was holding Maya tightly in her arms. Is this really all an act on her part? And if so, why? There was only one possible reason. If Kanan really was Alfred, then she had only one goal. She was pretending to help Maria in order to get into the lab, where she would be able to steal the antiviral. But wait, hold on. Kanan was Maria's friend, wasn't she? Hitomi had said as much herself.
Kanan is my sister's friend.
Kinda sus, but Maria certainly knew that her own friend looked like, and since it was obvious that Maria might be present, it didn't make sense for a clever imposter to pretend to be Kanan. Or did it? It's an infinite loop! And Kanan showed up on the roof of South Hill, making her surprise attack on Tatano. Maria had taken off down the staircase without even looking back. And when she turned up at Endo Electronics workroom, Maria had already collapsed and fallen unconscious. Tatano felt a chill spreading through his body. Oh shit. I tell ya, Aya Kamiki is the Kamiki to the bomb.
Oh my god. And that's our stream for today.
Anyway, as far as he knew, Maria had never actually seen the girl who was now sitting in the back seat. And then, what about Hitomi? Shouldn't she have known that what Kanan looked like? Tadano tried to remember just what Hitomi had said.
Kanan is my sister's friend. I just met her for the first time today.
If they'd never met each other before today, then maybe Hitomi didn't know what the real Kanan looked like. That was the only explanation that made sense. Shit.
Hey, Tatano, are you still with me?
Stanley sounded like he was on the verge of a panic.
At
any rate,
you need to find a way to turn back without her realizing what's going on.
Even if Kanan really was Alfred, Tatano had to keep heading towards the lab. He went over the coded responses in his head. Yes was that's right. No was will do. Will do, he said.
Saving Maria is your top priority, isn't it?
That's right, Tatano affirmed.
Alright then. Guess I'll have to head that way myself. In the meantime, do not let her inside that lab.
That's right. Tatano hung up. Was she?
Who was that?
Kanan asked. Tatano felt his heart skip a beat. That was Kuze, that cop from earlier. He tried to keep his voice as level as possible. He was worried about us and wanted to check up.
Okay.
Kanan muttered, sounding disinterested. Tatano could only hope she hadn't guessed the truth. He felt like the specter of death himself was breathing down his neck. I mean, you know.
She has murdered a lot of people today.
She did have a knife through your throat, like earlier, so. At last, the minivan arrived at a Koshi pharmaceutical. Tatano pulled up in the front gate and got out of the vehicle. Off to one side of the entrance was an intercom of for contacting the security. Wow. I'm great at this. I'm assuming you've already heard the details from the director. Tatano barked into the intercom. Open up!
We haven't heard anything from Director Osawa.
The security guard spat back.
And moreover, the laboratory is currently on lockdown. I'm sorry, but not even Director Osawa is allowed inside.
That's ridiculous! Tatano scowled at the intercom in frustration. What terrible customer service.
I know.
And the car came racing towards him. Along the street! It's your boy! Osawa! Okay, I don't know. That's not a very superhero-y guy, but you know, the sound of screeching brakes filled the air as the vehicle skidded to a halt, and then Kenji Osawa jumped out of the driver's seat.
Maria!
Osawa rushed over to Tano, then to Maria, where she lay in the minivan. He looked carefully at his daughter's face.
Oh, thank goodness. She still hasn't gone symptomatic.
Mr. Osawa, why aren't people allowed into the laboratory? Osawa tilted his head.
They're not?
Tano explained what the guard had said.
That's ridiculous.
Osawa immediately called the security guard on the intercom. He said the same story.
You've got to be kidding me!
Osawa raged.
I'm the lab director here!
But the security guard wasn't hearing it.
I'm sorry, sir. These orders come from Mr. Makino. No. So am I just supposed to sit out here and watch my daughter die?
Yeah. Kinda. Tatano racked his brain for other ideas. Maybe they'd have to climb the gate and break their way in. Then, over the intercom, they heard the sound of a phone ringing in the security room. The security guard answered it without muting the intercom speaker. His voice was faintly audible. He sounded rather deferential. Who in the world could he be talking to? I wonder! Before Tatano could muse further, the gate suddenly opened. Ka-ching, ka-ching, bling, bling.
Huh? Why?
Tatano and Osawa looked at one another in surprise.
I have a message for Director Osawa from Mr. Makino.
The security guard said.
From Makino?
Osawa huddled over the intercom and had a brief sotto voce exchange with the guard. That's so fancy. What was that all about? Tatano asked.
It would seem that my wife was able to pull some strings for us.
Osawa smiled uncomfortably.
After Osawa left home, I had a change of heart. Even if it meant losing everything, she decided she wanted to save Maria's life. Although Maria was not Ai's real daughter, it had turned out that the time they'd spent living together had sowed the first seeds of a familial bond.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Hmm.
Tato didn't even have time to wonder what that might mean. Has that lock been opened for us as well? He asked. The smile disappeared from Osawa's face.
No, she wasn't able to do anything about the final layer of security.
I see. Well, let's regroup inside for now.
Very well.
So I said.
By the
But
way, who's going to be hacking the password?
yeah, you know.
I am.
Kanan replied.
Ah, so you're Kanan. We should get you to the laboratory then.
Oh. But got no choice. Osawa began to lead his way inside. Kanan followed. And we know where this is going. Kanan really was Alpha. Tatano couldn't let her in that lab. But without getting the lock open, there was no way of getting Maria the antiviral she needed to survive. Was this the right call? Should he still pretend to be in the dark and let Kanan try to hack the password?
All right, are we going to have to let her into the lab, or are we gonna stall until Stanley gets there?
Stall!
All right, let's stall.
They couldn't go anywhere until Stanley got there. Tatano knew exactly what he needed to do.
What's the matter?
So I turned and cast a look of confusion back at Tatano and Kanan, both of who had stopped in their tracks. We'll wait out here, Tatano said.
But, I mean, isn't Kanan going to hack the password?
There's been a slight change of plans. Go ahead and wait for us in the lab, Director.
All right. But we don't have much time before Maria develops symptoms. I'll be inside. Please don't keep me waiting too long.
Can't make no promises, bitch. But, with Maria in his arms and a worried look on his face, Osawa hurried through the gate and disappeared from view.
Yeah, I'd like to say, yeah, she could go symptomatic. As long as we get her the antiviral, even if Osawa catches it, then we can just get another dose of antiviral while we're in there.
True.
Like, I'm not so worried about him.
Familial blonde bond. Yes.
I know.
Anyway.
What do you think you're doing?
Kanan asked, stiffening as Tatano nudged the barrel of his gun against her spine. You're Alphard, aren't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's no use trying to play dumb. Stanley found proof. Before he finished speaking, Kanan seemed to disappear from view. Shit!
It's a standoff.
Oh no! She cartwheeled away! At blinding speed, too. Quick for Tano to keep a bee on her. Damn. By the time she'd righted herself, she'd already drawn a gun of her own. Abruptly, he found himself facing her in a stare-down. Weapons aimed at one another. Bullshit. Then Kanan's phone rang, and she reached to answer it. Don't move! Tano roared.
Did you forget the plan? That might be Hitomi calling.
I don't care. Don't you move. Kanan really was Alphard. The whole plan might be a sham. Tano kept the barrel of his gun squarely on its mark. Kanan let out a sigh.
Have you considered that Stanley might be lying to you?
Yes, it's possible. But I need to make sure to avoid a worst-case scenario.
If you don't let me into the lab, who's going to hack the password?
We've got your little decoy. My friends will get the fake Alphard to cough up the password. Once her phone had stopped ringing, Kanan sighed again.
And what about Stanley then? Is he on his way here?
Who knows? Tatano said. At that, Kanan lowered her gun. She seemed disturbingly full of confidence. Kanan flipped open her cell phone. Who do you think you're calling? Tatano adjusted his aim, pointing his gun at the young woman's head.
Look, I'm going to call Hitomi and have her clear up these suspicions you have about me. We don't have the time for this right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Kanan stared back at Tatano, cell phone in hand, waiting for his reply.
All right. Is it not going to matter what Hitomi says? We trust our own judgment, or stop? This is the sort of nonsense we don't have time for right now.
Shibuya standoff. Yes. It is though. Just because there's a lot of evidence.
All right. Let's trust our own judgment.
Doesn't matter what Hitomi says. I trust my own judgment.
Your own judgment, huh? And is that always correct?
No, but it'd be like that sometimes. Kanan began punching in numbers. She never took her eyes off Tatano as she waited for Hitomi to pick up.
She's not answering.
Kanan hung up and tried calling again.
It's me.
It looked like she'd gotten through this time.
The detective doesn't trust me. Apparently, he thinks I'm Alfred, not Kanan.
After a few moments, Kanan held the phone out to Tatano.
Here. Hitomi says I'm definitely Kanan.
Tatano didn't reach out for the phone. Instead, he advanced on Kanan with his gun still on its mark. Oof. This is a farce, Tatano spat. Hitomi's words don't mean a thing. You might be Kanan to her, but you aren't to me. I don't even know if there was ever a real person named Kanan in the first place. So maybe you're Kanan and you're Alfred. Oh, that's kind of smart. Smarty. He's a smarty pants. Kanan shook her head, then put her phone away. If you really are Alfred, then you don't actually need to hack the password, Tatano said. I'm guessing you've already gotten it from Tanaka, which means you'll be able to get your hands on the antiviral as soon as you get into that lab. Kanan didn't so much as flinch. The only thing stopping you is the antiviral still in Hitomi Osawa's body. Possessing the antiviral and having a monopoly on it are two very different things. You want to eliminate Hitomi. That's why you lured her down to the Scramble. Am I wrong?
If that's true, then how am I planning on getting rid of her? Using this so-called substitute Alfred or something?
Yes, that's right. Tatano couldn't be certain, but he couldn't think of any other way. Kanan let out a laugh.
You don't know the first thing about Alfred.
He said,
Alfred keeps the outlines of his plans blurred so that his deliberate actions just get lumped in with coincidences. That's the crux of all his plans. That's how he's able to pull off his schemes by himself. He'd never solicit help from a third party.
The words seemed like they were Kanan's, but also seemed like they were Alfred's. This is getting very confusing now. Whatever the case, Tatano had to let Kano know that Hitomi was in danger. With his gun at the ready, he got out his phone and called the detective. Oh, you better pick up. But the phone rang several times and nobody answered. Eventually, he had no choice but to hang up. It must have been in the middle of a confrontation at the other end. For now, Tatano could only pray that Kano and the others would be able to handle whatever threat they were up against. Well, it's an explosion, so nah, I am not letting you in there. That Kanan let out a faint chuckle.
In that case, I'm going to have to eliminate you.
Even without her gun raised, she still radiated intimidation. Yo, this is scary. Tano might have had her at gunpoint, but he could feel the threat of her presence like a gathering storm. Eliminate me, he said, doing his best to mask any sign of weakness. You're the one who doesn't have your gun ready.
Why does that matter?
Yeah.
I don't need my gun.
Kanan said simply. And why's that?
Because you can't shoot me.
I am a gun. Oh, that'd be funny. No, but that'd be terrifying. What's that supposed to mean? Kanan glared sharply at Tatano. Her look pierced him like a blade. And she quirked an unsettling smile and took a step closer to him. Don't move, he warned. Tatano said.
All right, try anything funny and I'll make sure you regret it, or I don't want to pull this trigger if I don't have to.
Alphard, what if I told you that my name used to be Kaden? What? I mean,
See, I was Kanan, and then I wasn't Kanan, and then I was Kanan again, and
and then I went back to Alphard because Kanan didn't like ring with me. But then I went back to Alphard, like, yeah, it'd be like that. Oof. I feel like if we hesitate too much around Kanan, we finna die. So, A?
Alright, let's do it.
Because I'm scared. Try anything funny, I'll make sure you regret it. He kept his gun trained at the center of her chest.
You can't shoot me.
Kanan took another step closer.
You're still traumatized from that time you let your friend's wife die.
How do you know that? Stop traumatizing with my past. Who told you? How do you know about that? Tatano was shaking now, his aim wavering.
I heard you talking with the younger detective up on that rooftop.
Yeah, good times. Okay.
Let's test my theory out.
Kanan pointed her index finger at her own heart.
If you think I'm Alfred, then shoot me. Right here.
Huh? The corner of her mouth twisted up.
You can't do it, can you?
Tano's gun hand shook all the more. Wow, this is really creepy.
You're afraid to pull the trigger.
It's as if her words were a spell she was casting over him.
You can hardly even stand the thought of pointing your gun at someone.
Kotone's final moments flashed through Tatano's mind. Damn, she's playing mind games with you! No! If he hadn't fired back then, maybe Kotone would still be alive. Yeah, I wish.
Your friend's entire life was changed because of you.
Why hadn't he tried to talk the culprit down? He knew the reason why, because he loved Kotone. He still loved her, even after she'd become Daisuke's wife. His desire to be the one who saved her had warped his sense of judgment when things had come down to the wire.
Tatano,
oh no.
Do you not enjoy being with me?
There was a forlorn look at Kotone's face. It wasn't that he didn't enjoy being with her. Her very presence soothed him. But the more serious the relationship had grown, the more it tore at Tatano's heart. The truth was that he didn't really know what happiness was, and so he wasn't capable of making someone else happy. If it were possible, he'd want Kotone to be smiling always. And that meant her being with someone other than him. Oh my god, oh, but this baby! God damn it! Why? I love that character. Anyway, I think it would be best if we stopped seeing each other. Tatano. Please fell now. Oh, this hurts me. But in, like, the best way. Anyway, he hadn't broken up with her because of any lack of feelings for her. Rather, the impulse had actually sprung out of his pursuit of human warmth, and his growing fear of losing it. It's been so uneasy. More than anything, he'd been afraid that he wanted too much love and affection from Kotone. Boy. Anyway.
So therefore, he deserves none of it.
Wait, what the fuck? I feel this is a bad end of anything like that. Anyway, I need water. I bit by bit, Tatano lowered his gun, his hand ever more unsteady. His heart was in the cusp of breaking. I mean, same. And still, Kanan continued with her diabolic whispering.
You can go ahead and kill me. But if it turns out I'm not Alfred, what then?
Then eat. Now that she stared at Tatano with an utmost pitiable look.
You'll have once more done something that you can never undo.
Something I can never undo. This would be so much less complicated if they had all just chosen to date each other as a polyamorous.
I know.
Yeah, come on, guys. You could share. Anyway, feeling himself forced into a trance.
That's right. Could you
Oh,
ever
that's you.
accept that?
No, I couldn't make the same mistake. ... A lot. His whole body felt like it might fall apart. He wanted to drop to the ground and curl up into a ball like a child. I mean, same, all the time, every day, by myself.
That's why you can't shoot anyone.
I can't shoot anyone. As I don't know, muttered the words, Kano's face appeared in the back of his mind.
I can!
Tears fell from Kano's eyes as he looked down at the barrel of the gun at Tatano. He had become a detective who didn't lose sight of what he was supposed to protect, no matter what the situation. And then there's me, with my cane and shit. Tatano had nearly forgotten, nearly abandoned his inward promise to be a detective worthy of that final salute Kano had given him. Brought his gun back up to bear.
Don't be absurd.
Kanan mocked.
You can't shoot anyone.
Actually, I can. The words creaked dryly from Tatano's throat. When there's something I'm supposed to protect, I can shoot. Memory of Kano weeping, but taking aim had given him the resolve he needed to face down the opponent who ought to have terrified him. I learned that from someone who was terrible at his job. Wow!
Poor Kano.
Not doing my boy Kano dirty like that? Damn! Anyway, wow. Kana's eyes went cold. Immediately she lifted her own gun again. Once more, her eyes locked, sparks of hostility crackling between them. But almost immediately, Tatano could sense a difference in skill between his opponent and himself.
Why would you not just shoot now when she had her gun lowered?
Right!
Do we have to talk?
Why y'all always have your inner monologues at the wrong time? Like, she lowered her, so you should have shot like them.
Like, I get it. He was going through a crisis, you know? But, like, then also he, like, regained himself thinking of Kano and still didn't shoot. So, you know.
Right. Like, bitch. Come on. Come on, bitch. Anyway. The young woman radiated a deadly aura. The force of her stare was like a knife pressed at his throat. She had borne witness to carnage and bloodshed like the likes he could never even imagine. He couldn't win this. She would kill him. Guaranteed. Tatano braced himself for death, never taking his eyes off Kanan's. Nothing else, he needed to buy time for Kano to get that password. But he couldn't do that, given the opponent he faced. Oh, yeah, could he? Oh, sorry. Yes, somehow, he would do it. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. As a detective. As a man. Even if he had to give his own life to succeed. Wow, this sucks. Poor man. Tatano is the prime opportunity to whip out your dual disc and challenge her to a card game. Yes! I wish! Come on, this is like a great setting for that. Even if he couldn't come close to making up for the sins he had committed. Oh no, one of y'all farted. That's sad.
Alright, and we have hit the end of Tatano's route.
Oh no!
So shit's going down for him. End of his story, and ... Let's see if that changed anyone else's. That changed Stanley's. So.
Oh. So does that mean that it ended with, like, he died? Like.
I mean, we're not gonna know until the end of the game. So. The area around Dokonzako is in disarray. The government had declared a state of high alert, and the people on the streets were milling around uneasily, unsure just what was going on. The main roads had been blocked off, and automobiles and motorcycles were at a standstill. Some vehicles had overturned on the curb in an apparent attempt to circumvent the blockade. Any moment now, Kano's team would be putting their plan into action at the Scramble. Stanley wasn't sure who they might have gotten to help, but Kano was certain to put them to good use. Please stay safe. Don't you dare die on me.
Wait, no.
Stanley prayed silently as he darted underneath the railway overpass. He made it to his car, still parked on the roadside, and fortunately beyond the blocked-off area. Jumping in, he sped off toward the laboratory. This was where everything went downhill last time. Alright, so we have his keep out, which we should be able to unlock with that Tatano one that we just got. Stanley.
Whee!
What about Stanley?
Stanley.
What's Stanley doing? Stanley is driving.
Whee!
As he drove along, Stanley again tried to deduce Alfred's plan of action. If Alfred herself was on the way to the lab now, then what was the objective of the fake who'd been sent to the Scramble? Is it to act as a decoy, to get Hitomi's blood, or indiscriminate terrorism?
What great answers. To act as a decoy?
Yeah, I think that we can logic this out. So we'll come back to act as a decoy. To get Hitomi's blood, we know that, assuming that Kanan is Alfred, that she's going to the lab for the antiviral. So it doesn't really matter if she gets Hitomi's blood. And indiscriminate terrorism, I guess, is a possibility, but also,
Yeah.
what's the point? So I'm pretty sure it's to act as a decoy, if I've been paying attention. To act as a decoy. Surely that was the imposter's purpose. But it wouldn't be a simple matter of providing a brief distraction. Alfred had been careful to wipe out almost everyone she'd associated with in the past. That was precisely why all of her defining characteristics, such as age and sex and nationality, had been unknown. It was unthinkable that she'd allow this decoy, who almost certainly knew who she really was, to stay alive. And since Hitomi carried the antiviral in her body, Alfred likely wanted to get rid of her as well. In all likelihood, the terrorist mastermind was planning to steal the antiviral from the lab, but as long as some of it remained in Hitomi's bloodstream, she wouldn't have a monopoly on it. Aha! Stanley suddenly blurted aloud. He just realized what Alfred had hoped to accomplish at the Scramble. She meant to eliminate both Hitomi and her own decoy at the same time. The question was, how? Beginning with her bombings in Chicago, Alfred had made frequent use of remote-controlled explosives. It was likely that she'd opt for something similar here as well. But she wasn't going to be at the Scramble herself, so how in the world was she going to trigger the explosion? Was there some sort of clue or key to be found in something she'd said or done earlier?
Yeah.
Think. Try to remember. Think. Try to remember. If he didn't do something,
Clues.
everyone at the Scramble was likely going to die. Then as he desperately racked his brain, he remembered something Kano had said. It had been while they were at the scene of the minivan explosion earlier.
He heard a cell phone ringtone at the time of the explosion. Not sure if that's significant, though.
Stanley recalled the recent exchange between Alfred and Hitomi. The two had called each other's cell phones. Alfred hadn't really been checking to make sure she had the right number. She's been checking to make sure Hitomi hadn't changed her ringtone. That was it! The bomb was set to detonate in response to a specific piece of music, and the ringtone on Hitomi's phone was the trigger. Where could the bomb be hidden then? Stanley didn't have the time to think. He needed to alert Kano and the others right away. As he pulled out his phone again, he recalled the map of the stakeout positions. Kano would probably be right next to the decoy Alfred. It might be a mistake to call him under the circumstances. Maybe he couldn't risk calling Kano, but he could call Achi. Stanley dialed Achi Endo's number. Please don't let me be too late, he muttered to himself as he waited for the call to connect.
So anxiety-inducing.
But although he called repeatedly, Achi still didn't pick up. Was he already too late? Stanley dreaded the answer to that question. And we have hit a keep out for him.
The fuck?
Alright, so let's see what we got. So Achi and Kano's things have both opened. Who do we want to do first? Two sides of the same coin, so.
Right. They're like literally at the same thing.
Yeah.
Let's finish whatever Achi was doing.
Actually, let me see what this Stanley jump is.
Oh yeah, let's check that Stanley jump so we can finish.
Because if it's 1905.
Seems like Stanley is holding the brain cell for everyone else.
I mean, he is. Let's see. No, 825. Okay, so who do we want to do, Kano or Achi?
Achi.
All right, let's do Achi.
Let's make sure Hitomi is safe.
All right, and we'll keep doing our same one. So we're just gonna call his bluff. He knows he can't get away with it. He's gonna try to throw up his shit. Enough of the high and mighty act. Da 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 da. Holy shit. Nope, not what I wanted. Didn't realize I could do that, but Alright. Time to catch.
You learned something new every day.
I know. One more. He told me he can see it. We're gonna catch it. File so far away. Barely made it. We made it. Get to his feet. We're looking for the detective. He's over there. Alright. Go for it, detective. We're counting on you. Alright, and we're still gonna die.
Damn it, why do we keep dying? What did we do?
I mean, we know now what it is.
Oh, the cell phone.
Yeah, because we know that Kanan is calling Hitomi.
Oh shit, that's right. Oh. Okay.
So
Yeah, that
I wonder if
makes
we need to
sense.
change what Tatano says there.
I feel like maybe we do.
We're dying. It's sad.
Oh, that's what makes sense. Okay, so like she calls Hitomi, then it made the ringtone.
Yeah, so the bomb itself is listening for a specific noise or a specific piece of music. So if the bomb is listening for that piece of music, and the piece of music is Hitomi's cell phone ringtone, then all we have to do is keep her from doing Hitomi, from calling Hitomi. So let's see if this changes anything. I don't know if it will.
Stop. This is the sort of nonsense we don't have time for right now.
Kanan shook her head, then put... Oh, sorry, this is you.
Oh, Kanan shook her head and then put her phone away. If you're really Alphard, then you don't actually need to hack the password, Tatano said. I'm guessing you already gotten it from Tanaka, which means you'll be able to get your hands on the antiviral as soon as you get into that lab. Kanan didn't so much as flinch. The only thing stopping you from the antiviral is in Hitomi Osawa's body. Possessing the antiviral and having a monopoly on it are two very different things. You want to eliminate Hitomi. That's why you lured her down to the Scramble. Am I wrong?
Alright, let me see if that's changed.
I hope that changed.
Alright. Looks like it. So, get ready to watch him throw up the vials for like the 8th time.
For the millionth time. No, you gotta shoot Alphard as soon as possible. I mean, like, yeah.
I know.
Like,
why are we just waiting here?
The clue is on Ayanet. Oh man, if it was that simple.
Yeah, really. Alright, and throw up the vials again. We're making SOS really work for it. Um,
Yes. I mean, they ain't getting paid, but like they getting paid and they get to live today.
mhm. Exactly.
So it's not a bad um, you know, like
Not a bad
handoff.
trade-off, yeah.
Trade off, the words. I don't words right now. Ah.
Alright, we're gonna catch it. It's gonna
Yay.
hurt.
So badass.
I know. Yay!
Looking at you being a badass.
I
So,
know. Kano
What
is threatening to die.
what if we throw Hitomi's cell phone away?
I mean, I don't think we actually need to throw it away. We just need to change her ringtone. Or set it on silent.
Yes.
But
How do we...
Kanan so far is not calling Hitomi. So we've now hit our keep out. No one died.
God.
So let's see if this will unlock it. Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Suzume Achi. 1905. 1905. Aha! Maybe? No? Nope, that didn't unlock it. Screw you.
No. Please change it, bitch. Oh
I
my
know.
god.
Okay, well, we'll see what Kano has to say. Okay, so we'll keep
Everyone don't suck.
our current options and just jump down to this Stanley one because it's past all of our options.
Pulling out his cell phone, Kano dialed up Osawa. As he did, he recalled his last exchange with Stanley at the electronic shop. Looks like we're gonna have that beer together after all, buddy. Phone rang several times before Osawa picked up.
Yay!
Yay! It's Kano. I have the password.
Are you serious?
Osawa blurted and shocked. Here, let me give it to you. Are you ready?
Yes!
59FBAI4QL1.
I'm sure this means something, and I don't know what it is.
FBI, FBI, Kulawa? I don't know. I
Uh.
tried to make a word out of it. I can't. As he passed down the alphanumeric sequence, Kano kept his eyes on Palmer. The man stared back at him with an expression of bitter defeat. There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. Oh shit. That's not good. I hope it's right. Then, at last, Osawa's excited voice came through. Oh,
That
thank
did
God.
it! It opened! The lock opened!
Yay! Thank God you have a good memory, because I don't want to repeat
Really?
that. Oh my God, I'll let out a deep breath of utter relief.
Actually, give me a second. Okay, so 5, 1, 2. A 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. L 1, 2. B.
Translates to banana, I hope.
I don't know.
Nothing pops up, but pops out of you.
So I thought it was there's a number cipher so when you hit a number you count which digit it is. So like the 5 is A because the 5th letter in the sequence is A, and it works all the way until you get to 1 because 1 is 5.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Damn it. Maybe it is
I
random.
thought I was onto something, but I don't think I am.
Palmer snorted.
You're really satisfying with catching me and saving the life of one girl. I suppose it's the Japanese way to forget the pain that's been visited upon you. But it's not over. The bloodshed will continue. All over the world. Women, children, the elderly, innocent, all will bleed. Because absolute justice is on our side. I don't remember what voice I used for Alfred.
Whatever that was. Yes. Is that right? Bitch.
Yes!
Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god, somebody had to. Someone. Kano, my boy, right here, drove his fist into Palmer's face. Shit, yeah. Anyway, there was no such thing as absolute justice. It was that kind of blind faith that kept the world in conflict. Well, this sure is quite the mess. I'm not cleaning it up.
It's Kuze!
Oh my god, hello! Whirling around in surprise, Kano said, Kuze! Standing there. Director Kuze. Swear I didn't want to punch him, but he asked for it. He popped his head apologetically. Kuze lives. He may have apprehended the criminal mastermind, but only because he'd ignored a direct order. Sorry, to place Maria under quarantine. I'm sorry, sir, but I.
Save the apology.
Kuze interrupted.
You're the one who solved the case. You did good, kid.
Thank you. Once again, Kano bowed with this time with even more deeply. Yes.
Oh, and one more thing, Kano.
Yes, sir.
Sasayama has regained consciousness. I thought you'd like to know.
Oh my god, bestie! Sasayama. Sasayama, they were able to save him?
I got a call from the hospital. Looks like he's gonna pull through.
It's great! Great news. Now we can cosplay together. Go to a con. Oh my god. Tears of relief came to Kano's eyes. And if Osawa was able to get the lock at the lab open, he should have been able to get Maria the antiviral without any further difficulty. We say that now, but... Kano dragged Palmer to his feet, then undid the handcuff from his own wrist, using it to properly bind his captive. Haha, bitch! Metal ring snapped shut with a soft, satisfying click. Palmer simply hung his head. It was over. It was all finally over.
Kano still has no idea who the mastermind is.
Yeah, like rip at him, but like damn. It really had been quite a day, Kano reflected. Kano's no good, very bad day.
Yeah.
Beyond all the challenges he'd faced, he had come face to face with his own shortcomings. Now he knew that what a long way he had to go to be the man he wanted to be. But at least he'd learned what it truly meant to be a detective. Kuze was muttering to himself nearby.
I mean, you don't even look alike, but...
The director shook his head and cleared his throat.
You know, Kano, for a second there, you look just like Tateno.
Oh, really, sir? Oh my god, that's a compliment. Oh my god. Kano smiled, fussing sheepishly with his hair. Kuze's words were the finest praise he could have asked for.
We're apparently forgetting that this man literally, was a contract killer less than 2 hours ago, but...
Yeah. But we don't talk about that part. We talk about everything else, though. Mm-hmm. So someday, he'd hope to really be a detective like Tana. About that. Ooh. No, he decided. He would be. About that. Anyway, until then, he never gave up on that dream. It might be a long, long road, but he would walk it. And work it. Oh, there's Ayakamaki again. Nice. Kano looked up into the sky and saw Ayakamaki. The neon lights of the city shone from all over. This was the same old Shibuya that it always was, but one that he looked at now with new eyes. With no virus, thank God. Please don't let there be a virus.
And then everyone died.
No! That moment you threatened to blow yourself up, I knew you were just like Tatano. Dude, Kuze, no.
Fun times.
Keep out, I guess.
Okay, we gotta get... Oh, wait, no. Stanley.
Stanley.
Alright, so we'll skip forward.
The only Stanley I used to know before this Stanley is this one children's cartoon Stanley where he had like a goldfish that talked and he told them to like visit all these animals and they had a map. It was great. Anyway.
The one thing that I think of every time I think of Stanley is, you know, that old book, Holes? Like, I think it was a movie too.
Oh my god,
like
Holes is my shit.
That's all I think of every time I see Stanley.
Stanley Gilnat.
Yes.
Oh my, I'm gonna rewatch that movie. That's my movie. When that one guy said, I could fix that, man, I felt it. I felt that shit. Anyway, that's my favorite part of the movie. Also, Isma's voice actor is in there, so that makes it 10 times even better than everything.
There you go.
And also that one song they sing, hell yeah. Dig it up, our hoes, dig it. Yeah.
I know, it's such a catchy song. I will say I get it stuck in my head like at random times.
For real, that needs to be my ringtone. Damn. Hopefully that doesn't set up no bomb.
Yeah, really.
It is a bomb song. Anyway, is that what she was going for? Having a bomb song? You know what I mean? Like, damn.
All right, here we go. Archie was quick to pick up.
Please. Mr. Stanley, what's going on?
Okay, but we got Archie's jump, so
wow,
that's all we need.
That's the fastest.
That was it.
That is. Okay.
But we can jump to Archie now, so.
That is.
Okay, there we go. Alright, and everyone's at the same time period now, so.
Yay.
Eventually, Archie spotted Kano on the far edge of the crowd. The detective pumped his fist in victory. It looked like he'd gotten Alfred to cough up the password. Thank goodness. Finally, some really good news. Now Hitomi and Maria were both safe. A surge of relief ran through Archie's body.
Now please get your girl's cell phone and dunk it in a river.
Unexpectedly, his cell phone rang. I mean, I gotta point out, we do need to find the bomb here.
Yeah.
We can't just let a bomb and, you know, hang out in the Shibuya Scramble crossing.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
It was Stanley, and we have his jump now, too. Mr. Stanley? What's going on?
How did the negotiations go?
Archie quickly filled him in on the good news. The detective caught Alfred. He's got him to give up the password, and I think he's called the folks at the lab. Does that mean the case is closed then?
Nuh-uh. No, not yet. Right now I need you to do exactly as I tell you.
You tell me I need you to turn your phone off. For a moment, Archie's head swam. This isn't over yet?
It's only begun.
What's going on?
You want to save Hitomi, then shut up and listen.
Stanley barked. All right, tell me what to do.
Put your left foot in, you put your left... Okay, first, you need to power down Hitomi's cell phone.
Turn off her phone? What for? Was Stanley serious or just messing with him?
I'm pretty sure that there's a bomb somewhere near your location.
A bomb? Archie's voice squeaked into falsetto. Sorry. A bomb? There we go.
Nice falsetto.
Thank you.
10 out of 10. The guy that Kano had just apprehended is a decoy. The real Alphard is planning to eliminate Hitomi and the false Alphard at the same time.
Eliminate both Hitomi and his own decoy? Why would he do that? And if the guy they just captured was a fake, then who was the real Alfred? He couldn't wrap his head around it. The more he tried, the more his thoughts became a jumbled mess.
This is Archie we're talking about. Come on, man. His brain cell's somewhere. We don't have it right now. Listen, first turn off the cell phone, then go and look for the bomb.
Okay, got it. Right now, he just needed to do what Stanley told him to do. He didn't have time to make sense of the situation. Hanging up, he called out to Hitomi. Hitomi, you have to turn off your cell phone. She stared back at him, too confused to act. Look, just hurry up and do it.
Right, okay.
Pulling her phone from her pocket, she switched the power off. Yay!
Yay!
Then Achi turned in Kano's direction. Detective! He shouted. Kano was looking toward him, seemingly already aware that something was amiss. Detective! That's not the real Alfred! He's a fake!
Fake?
Kano looked understandably shocked. Yeah, I just got a call from Stanley. He said the real Alfred is planning to get rid of both Hitomi and the fake with some kind of bomb. Why are we shouting this in a giant scramble full of people?
Yeah, you're gonna cause mass chaos, bitch.
Kano hurriedly turned back to the fake Alfred and began a fresh barrage of questions. Meanwhile, Achi's mind was racing again. If the bomb was meant to wipe out both Hitomi and the imposter, it would have to be pretty powerful. So, it couldn't be anything particularly small. Yeah, we know it's not small. It's killed us a few times.
Yeah.
Where could the bomb be hidden then? Achi scanned the area, but didn't spot any place that seemed plausible. Kano made his way over to Hitomi.
Pardon me, miss. I just need to search you real quick.
Wait, had Hitomi been planted with a bomb?
Achi kept an eye on this guy. Oh.
Kano said.
If he tries anything funny, feel free to punch his lights out.
Okay, sure thing.
Yes, please, sir.
Achi took up watch over the decoy Alfred. The guy was handcuffed, but he was still a diabolical terrorist. Achi knew he couldn't let his guard down for a moment. He kept a close eye on the fake, ready to knock him cold at the first sign of mischief. Meanwhile, Kano continued to search Hitomi.
Did you buy all of the jewelry and accessories you were wearing yourself?
Yes, most of them. The ring I got from my sister.
What about your clothes?
Oh, I bought them just this afternoon. The top I was wearing before got torn.
I see.
Then, as Kano continued his search, he cried out suddenly in realization.
The ring! He told me you have to give me your cell phone. It's a bomb.
Hitomi hurriedly pulled out her cell phone and handed it to Kano. Achi looked on in alarm as he realized the detective was going to turn the phone on. Stop! Don't turn that thing on! Kano froze at Achi's sudden shout.
Why not?
The detective quirked a quizzical eyebrow. I don't know, it's just what Stanley said. He told me to make sure her phone stayed off. The blood drained visibly from Kano's face. Quickly pulling out his own cell phone, Kano dialed up the police. He launched into a discussion involving a lot of cop jargon that made no sense to Achi. But
there goes this bracelet.
one thing seemed clear. Hitomi's phone itself might be the bomb. But wait. Achi found himself doubting the phone bomb idea. If Hitomi hadn't brought a cell phone with her, what would have happened then? Would that just mean there would be no explosion here? He didn't buy it. Surely, Alfred would have thought of a way to eliminate Hitomi and the decoy crook, whether she had her phone on her or not. It was too worrying a prospect to ignore. Achi waited impatiently for Kano to hang up, then asked, "Well, what do we do?"
For now, just let me handle this. We don't know when or how this thing might explode. You guys get out of here.
Kano set the cell phone on the ground and started to put some distance between himself and it. Achi followed after him, dragging the fake Alfred along.
What the?
So guess what? There's still a bomb.
Wait, what the?
Suddenly, there was a tremendous boom and a furious impact ripped through Achi's body. I knew it! Achi thought as he lay crumpled on the pavement.
God damn it.
Hitomi's cell phone was powered off. So, it couldn't have been the bomb. Something else must have exploded instead.
That one car that we were about to explode?
It was the last thought Achi ever had.
Man.
Okay, well. I mean, he did sort of warn us in this because he's right. You know, what if Hitomi hadn't brought her phone to the scramble? You know, the entire thing would have fallen apart, right?
You're right.
Where's my Stanley jump?
If, as it turns out, Ayakamiki songs make for popular ringtones.
Yeah, I mean.
Right. If Achi marries Hitomi, then Endo bloodline would continue with at least one brain cell.
Yeah, and it needs it.
Oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
Oh.
All right, we need Stanley to be our singular brain cell here.
Come on, Stan, we.
Please don't let me be too late, he muttered to himself as he waited for the call to connect. Achi was quick to pick up.
Mr. Stanley? What's going on?
How did the negotiations go?
The detective caught Alphard.
Achi replied happily.
He got to give him up the password, and I think he's called the folks at the lab. Does that mean the case is closed then?
No, not yet. Right now, I need you to do exactly as I tell you. There was a pause before Achi responded.
Why? What's going on?
If you want to save Hitomi, then shut up and listen, Stanley snapped.
All right, tell me what to do.
First, you need to power down Hitomi's cell phone.
Turn off her phone? What for?
I'm pretty sure that there's a bomb somewhere near your location. Stanley tried to keep his voice as calm and steady as possible.
A bomb?
Achi's voice squeaked into falsetto. There, I was going to say, do you want to try it again like I did? The guy that Kano just apprehended is a decoy. The real Alfred is planning to eliminate Hitomi and the false Alfred at the same time. Stanley didn't have the time to explain that Kanan was Alfred. Besides, it was only confused the matter all the more at this point. Listen, first, turn off that cell phone. Then, go and look for the bomb.
Okay, got it.
Achi hung up.
Reach!
Hopefully, the team at the Scramble would be able to pull through. Now, Stanley needed to focus on capturing Alfred. He tightened his grip on the steering wheel. His emotions were coming on far too strongly for him to keep them in check. In the back of his mind, Stanley thought about the last he'd ever seen of Frank. There had been nothing left of his brother but a bloodied hand reaching out from beneath the rubble. Ever since that day, since that very moment, Jack Stanley had sworn vengeance upon Alfred. He would never forget the rage he felt at having what was left of his family taken from him.
Yeah, I'd be mad too. Hey Jack, once this is all tidied up, I'm gonna need a drink. Let's you and me have a beer together.
Sure.
It's the most American thing to say.
I know. You got it. Stanley sprang into action, leading away the throng of panicking civilians. But all the while, he couldn't help but worry about Frank. We've got almost 30 minutes left. He'll be fine. Backup will definitely be here in time. He did his utmost to reassure himself, but still the doubts gnawed. When the bomb squad descended upon the area, clad in their protective gear, Stanley shot a look at his watch. Explosive Ordnance Disposal, or EOD suits. They're also commonly called bomb suits or blast suits, worn during bomb disposal operations to protect the wearer from the shock of a blast, or from any hurled fragments an explosion may produce. Such a suit is, however, wholly inadequate to protect the wearer from a large, powerful explosive, such as several hundred grams of C4 detonated at close range. He felt a surge of relief. Only about 15 minutes had passed. There was still plenty of time for them to deactivate the bomb with their liquid nitrogen. Thank God. Frank's going to be all right. But he got no chance to relish that thought. There was an ear-splitting boom as a powerful shockwave shook the area. Stanley whirled back around, staring in horror at the place that his brother had been. Nothing remained but a mound of rumble. A later investigation would reveal that the timer on the bomb's exterior had been a mere ruse. The explosive had never linked to a timer at all. Instead, it had been detonated via remote control. When electrical detonators capable of triggering an explosion with electrical current were invented, they quickly rendered old-style fuses obsolete. In the modern day, many terrorists use small electronics such as cellular phones and keyless entry remotes for cars as explosive triggers. Alfred had deceived them, using a visible timer to lull them. Alfred had deceived them, using a visible timer to lull them into a false sense of security. Stanley had managed to save many lives that day, to be sure, but it had come at the cost of his own brother's life. Had he really made the best decisions he could have made? He was still asking himself the same question over and over, even now. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't get the hindsight that we get, like changing it around this day so that this has worked. But no matter how much he blamed himself, it wouldn't bring Frank back. If there was one thing he could still do for his brother, it was getting revenge on Alfred with his own hands. Stanley had been in constant pursuit of Alfred ever since. He would stoop to any level for information without remorse. His opponent was someone who would do anything at all to achieve a goal. It only made sense for him to do the same. At some point, he'd stopped even hesitating to get his own hands dirty. He would charge headlong into any danger if he sensed Alfred's presence. Even his own life was a price he was willing to pay in the name of vengeance. He could never hope to latch his jaws onto his quarry's throat if he behaved like prey himself. He must be the greater predator. He would cast aside his humanity, would become a blood-stained beast if that improved his chances at the hunt. For the hunt was all that mattered. Pursuit of Alfred had become his only purpose. So it had been for the past 2 years. Now those years flashed through Stanley's mind in the blink of an eye. As he came back into the moment, he marveled at his own ferocity and at the depth of the wound he had suffered. Alright, arresting her isn't enough, I'll make her pay with her life. If I don't sink to her level, I'll never be able to beat her, or if I do get my revenge, what would Frank think?
Oh shit. The deep questions are being thought and said right now. Well, Frank is dead. So who cares what he thinks? Just kidding. The remote signal for the bomb that killed Frank was a Nickelback song. I knew it! Look at this photograph!
Let me just say, in Chicago, there are probably plenty of people that would set that off.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, Frank is dead, so I don't know if his thoughts matter at this current time. Sadly, as harsh as that is. B, if I don't sink to her level, I'll never be able to beat her, I think, because, she's 10 steps ahead of everybody else, I feel.
Okay. If I don't sink to her level, I'll never be able to beat her. Stanley's heart had room for nothing but revenge. The law wasn't going to punish Alfred. Stanley was. He didn't care if anyone else thought that it was a petty vendetta. Only someone who'd suffered the loss of a loved one at the hands of a vicious killer could understand his seething resentment.
Angry.
Finally, the Okoshi Pharmaceutical Laboratory came into view. There were 2 people standing outside the front gate. It was Tateno and the girl who was pretending to be Kanan. Each had a gun drawn on the other. Somehow, Stanley had made it in time. He pulled his car up alongside them and reached down into the gun sleeve concealed beside his seat. He pulled out a .44 caliber Desert Eagle, one of the most powerful semi-automatic handguns in the world. Desert Eagle is a semi-automatic handgun designed by Minnesota-based Magnum Research Inc. and manufactured by Israeli Weapons Industries. There are various models chambered for different rounds. The largest, the .50 caliber Action Express, is exceptionally powerful by semi-automatic handgun standards. His orders were to apprehend Alfred. The smaller Glock in his shoulder holster might be suited to that end. Even so, he opted for the Desert Eagle. Hey, guess what? Your choices there had consequences. Getting out of the car, he started pacing toward the young woman.
Stanley.
Tateno glanced over at him, his face pale. Stanley gave a silent nod in reply. He could see the hint of a smile on the girl's face. Probably a smile of overconfidence. Well, her brazenness would get her no further. I got in touch with the others, Stanley said. Told them to turn off Hitomi Osawa's cell phone. He could see her eyes react. I imagine that by now they've also managed to deal with the bomb you planted on your decoy. The woman remained silent. And, of course, they've managed to bypass the lock inside the lab. You know what this means? Your little plan has failed. Completely. Stanley could see the girl's stare sharpen. He'd chased Alfred all around the world, only to arrive here, at last, in this little island nation. It had been a long, long journey, and he'd spent a long time suffering. Now, both the journey and the suffering would be over. Bye, bitch.
Oh shit.
We meet at last, Alfred.
Wow, that was so dramatic. Oh my god! Stanley!
End of his story.
What the fuck?
And alright, so this has actually changed Tatanos, so or I just didn't let it get far enough. So let me we'll just keep doing the same thing. She's gonna put away her cell phone so she doesn't blow everyone up early. Blah 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 blah. Antiviral. She's not gonna flinch. It's in her body, so you gotta get rid of both of them.
Wow. Family was like on point today.
Mm-hmm. Like, Stanley is not fucking around.
Oh, he didn't wait. He did not wait.
Did we call Kano last time? I don't remember. I don't think so.
I don't think we did.
We did not. Okay. So, time has changed.
You need to get Hitomi Osawa to safety immediately. Alfred isn't trying to get at her blood. He wants her eliminated.
What?
Hurry!
Yes, sir.
Once he had gotten Kano's confirmation, Tatano hung up.
And we have his jump now.
Jumpity jump jump. Now your little plan has been foiled, Tatano said. Kanan snorted.
Has it now? If I really am Alfred, then all I need to do is eliminate you here and head right down into that lab.
Even without her gun raised, she still radiated intimidation. Tatano might have had her at gunpoint, but he could feel the threat of her presence like a gathering storm. Eliminate me, he said, doing his best to mask any sign of weakness. You're the one who doesn't have your gun ready.
I don't need my gun.
Kanan said simply. And why's that?
Let's see if that has... Okay, so we've gotten to that end now. Alright, so let's go ahead and unlock... Oops. Where's Kano? Oh, Kano!
Oh, no.
Hello, sir.
Whoa.
Once they're eliminated. Hurry. Yes, sir. Alright.
Chances are... What?
Alright, here we go.
Yes. It was the same old Shibuya, same...
Same shit.
Yes, same shit. Same shit as last time. But look at the pretty signs.
Yeah.
They're great. Oh wait, his cell phone rang. Tatano's name appeared on the incoming call display. Kano quickly picked up. Tatano, my beloved. No. Detective Tatano, what's going on?
You need to get Hitomi Osawa to safety immediately. Alfred isn't trying to get her blood. He wants her eliminated.
What? Tatano wasn't making any sense. Alfred Palmer had already been arrested. The threat was over now.
Hurry!
Tatano barked. Yes, sir!
Detective!
Achi called out suddenly. He was standing with Hitomi and the others in the near the statue of Hachiko, my bad.
Detective! That's not the real Alfred! He's a fake!
A fake?
Yeah, I just got a call from Stanley.
Kano didn't want to believe it. If this Alfred was just a decoy, that meant the real culprit was elsewhere, still on the loose. Damn it, my job just got harder. Achi's voice rang with desperation.
He said the real Alfred is planning to get rid of both Hitomi and the fake with some kind of bomb.
Get rid of Hitomi. Ooh, that lined up with what Tatano had just called to warn him about. It must be true then. Once again, Kano tensed. A bomb? But where? Inside the billboard!
Give me the Explosive Ordnance Division!
Someone squawked.
The Explosive Ordnance Division is a team made up of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department security bureaus, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 6th riot police units, as well as the support vehicle unit. Division members are trained in explosives disposal. Typically, a dangerous explosive is frozen with liquid nitrogen, then moved away from the site by a support vehicle. The bomb is then detonated in a safe location. Explosives are almost never dismantled on site. We've got an emergency here. Oh, it was Kuze.
Oh, practically screaming into his cell phone.
We've got an emergency here. We're at the Scramble outside the station. Hurry!
Director started running towards the precinct, still shouting as he wove his way through the crowd. Well, it wasn't a virus, but it was a bomb. Kano felt himself starting to panic. If Hitomi and Palmer were the targets, the bomb had to be nearby. He stormed over to the captive. Okay, where's the bomb? He demanded.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me.
I don't know why I've gone British, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. I already told you the password.
Palmer said.
What point would there be in keeping things from you now?
He had a point. I hate it, but he had a point. And if he had known about the existence of the bomb, he'd kept it secret so far. Getting him to reveal it now would not be easy. Kano decided just to go look for it himself.
I don't know why we think the man who is going to be killed by the bomb would know where the bomb is. You'd think if he knew he was going to be killed by a bomb, he would not be in that area.
True. Took a deep breath and tried to think logically. If he were Alphard, what would he do? How could he ensure that he'd eliminate both Hitomi and a fake Alphard at the same time? Where would he plant a bomb in order to pull that off?
Alright. Is it on the fake? Is it on Hitomi? Or was it in a minivan?
Oh, it could be in a minivan.
It could be in a minivan. I will say there is a possibility of that. We are at a train station, so I don't know how many minivans there are just hanging around.
The bomb is in Hachiko. God damn it.
That was my first reaction.
Right, in Hachiko. Why would you do that to Hachiko, though? Oh, this poor doggy.
I would say Hachiko is like... You can see Hachiko from most of Shibuya Station, so if you could strap a bomb to it, I would be very surprised. Or I guess, if you could strap a bomb to it with no one noticing.
But, like, that's the goodest...
He is the goodest boy.
The goodest boy.
Girl.
Like, why would you put... was it a girl or a boy? Hachiko. I think it's a girl.
I think it's a girl.
Yeah. Why would you do that to the poor doggy? Damn. Don't dismantle the name of Hachiko with the name of your stupid ploy. Anyway.
I think that we can eliminate on Hitomi.
Hitomi. Yeah, we already checked Hitomi.
And she hasn't been around Kanan long enough, right? You know, we've been running around all day. So
at first I thought it was her ring because
that her sister gave her?
Yeah, you never know. I don't know. I imagine the bomb is on Palmer, but I wouldn't put it past Alphard to bomb the necklace Maria had. That's what I said!
Maria has her necklace!
Oh wait, yeah. And she's the one on Conchua.
Yeah, like, if Alphard put the bomb in the necklace for Maria, she's just gonna blow up the lab, which she may still do. I will, give you that. But it would not kill anyone here at the Scramble.
Yeah. So it could be on the guy, if not, but like, because every time it explodes, you just see the freaking billboards and shit.
You do.
So that's what
They don't give you any indication.
Exactly. That's why I thought it was the minivan, because it seems like it's big enough. And I mean, she blew up Tanaka in a minivan.
She did. So you want to go for minivan?
Wait. He was just in the minivan, but he could have had the bomb on him Well, he just happened to be in the minivan.
Yep.
So let's check Palmer
Okay.
on the fake. There's no other place he could possibly have planted it. Kano began to pat Palmer down carefully. Achi, he shouted. Check the case, hurry. He gestured to the briefcase Palmer had been carrying. Oh, it could be in the briefcase. Don't move. Kano searched through his captive's jacket and the pockets of his pants. This is the airport. But he came up with nothing. Perhaps Alfred had fitted the bomb into the man's watch or belt.
Stop this. I'm not carrying a bomb.
Shut your mouth. I don't believe you. But Kano couldn't spot anything suspicious about the watch or the belt either. Clenched his jaw in frustration. Did Palmer really not have it after all?
Detective!
Oh shit. It was Achi. He looked alarmed. Kano hurried over to him, dragging Palmer along. When he looked inside the briefcase, Palmer's face went pale.
No. It can't be. Alfred, why?
His voice was hoarse with betrayal.
Hey, bitch.
Oh, fuck. Then he abruptly broke into a stilled laughter.
Trusting someone really does make you blind. Such a simple, childish ruse, and it went right under my nose.
Palmer looked over at Kano.
We need to get out of here immediately.
He said.
That right there is C4, a high-yield plastic explosive used by the military, and that's enough to blow this entire area to smithereens. C4 is a plastic explosive created for military use. The chief component is RDX trimethylene trinitramine. Yeah, which
that
is
big ass word.
Yeah, which is combined with a plasticizer such as diacetyl sebacate. It is highly reliable and used by many military forces around the world, most notably the U.S. Armed Forces.
He'll run up Kano's spine. Do not let this man go, he said, handing Palmer over to Susumu.
Got it. Just leave it to us.
Thanks, Bae. Susumu signaled to his followers, who immediately dumped Palmer unceremoniously. I mean, oh my god, is it in like cement or some shit? Or is that clay? Or Play-Doh? We never know.
I mean, it could just be the plastic of the case.
Kano carefully inspected the inside of the briefcase. Achi had found a false bottom in the case that the space between it was indeed packed full of plastic explosives.
That's the plastic of the bomb.
Yeah. Set within it was what looked like a detonator. Kano didn't know much about bomb disposal. He'd only been taught very basic things during his police academy training. Damn it, why didn't I pay attention in class?
I know.
Nonetheless, something drew his eye.
Do we cut the red wire or the black wire?
Ah! A microphone. There was a parabolic microphone attached to the detonator. In all likelihood, the detonator had been set to go in response to some sort of sound.
Hey, detective? Is that thing gonna explode or not?
Yeah, Achi's voice was shaky. Same. It looked like it's sound activated, but it hasn't gone off just from having people talking nearby. It means it must be set to explode in response to a specific sound trigger.
A specific sound, huh?
Nobody please sing Gangnam Style
Yeah.
at this time. Achi took a moment to think.
That's it! It must be Hitomi's ringtone. That's why Stanley had me power her cell phone off. So, that means we're safe then?
Tomi asked.
It's not going to explode anymore, right?
Kano had to fight any feeling of relief. They couldn't forget that this was Alphard they were dealing with. Assuming they were safe would be a dangerous mistake. Carefully lifting up the detonator, Kano spotted another cable connected to the bomb. Shit.
Oh no, we have more wires.
No!
Which one do I cut?
He's trying to remove the plastic explosive from the roommate. I hate it here.
Oh, look, we have a timer.
No, that's even worse. Quickly discovered that the thinly stretched sheet of plastic explosive was only an intermediate layer, concealing a second false bomb. A small timer had been set beneath it. Fuck. There's a bombception. Shit. There's not just a sound trigger. Kano's mouth had gone dry. His voice came as a whisper. Bomb also has been fitted with a countdown timer. Stanley had been right on the mark. The ringtone of Hitomi's cell phone would trigger the explosion. That way, Alphard could eliminate both her and his stooge, Palmer, at the same time. But just in case the sound trigger was discovered as a backup, the bomb also had been rigged to explode after a set time.
So, when can we go back and request a bomb squad come with us to the scramble?
Director Kuze, where's the bomb squad? 151. 150. Not even 2 minutes left to go. Shit. Didn't look like the explosive ordnance unit would make it in time. Kano scanned the area, weighing his options. He noticed Achi standing beside the bomb. Achi, leave that thing and get out of here. But Achi didn't move.
No way.
He sat down, the briefcase cradled in his arms. Achi, what the hell are you doing?
I'm not going anywhere until everyone's made it to safety. Detective, you need to get these people somewhere safe right away. Clear the area first, then I'll go.
There's no way I can do that.
Damn it, don't you want to save these people too?
Kano bit his lower lip in frustration. Achi was right. If the bomb went off amidst the crowd like this, there was no telling how many casualties there'd be. He needed to do whatever he could as quickly as possible. Shit.
Get back! Everybody get back!
Achi shouted at the top of his lungs.
There's a bomb! Everyone get out of here! Just run!
Wow. They told me, Achi, you better survive or not giving you a kiss.
I know.
Same! And Achi, following his lead, Kano started directing nearby civilians to safety. Hitomi, Susumu, and the others added their voices to his.
There's a bomb! Everybody run! Get away as fast as you can! Please, you all have to get out of here!
But the crowd wasn't listening to their warnings. On the contrary, some people hurried closer to see what the commotion was all. God damn it, guys!
You fuckers are gonna die.
It was no use. They were out of time. Kano had to save Achi at least. He turned back to him and called out. Achi, that's enough! Leave the bomb and let's go!
Achi!
Tomi shouted.
Come on!
Throw it in the air! I mean, it won't matter, but like, you know, but Achi only clutched the bomb more tightly. Fuck. What are you doing? Kano screamed. Come with us, hurry! Still, Achi would not move. God damn it, Achi, there's no time to be a hero. Sumu's face went pale.
Wait, Achi, your leg! What about my leg? Earlier, when you kicked that steel pipe!
What the heck? Finally, Kano understood. It wasn't that Achi didn't want to move, he couldn't move. And so he decided to get all heroic and use himself as a human shield to minimize the impact of the explosion on everybody else. God damn it. That idiot, Kano muttered. His leg was busted, why didn't he say so? How did he even make it this far? There couldn't be much time left. If Kano rushed to help him now, he might not make it to safety before the bomb went off. He had to make a decision. Shit. No,
right.
Don't make me make a decision.
Are we gonna rush in without a plan? Or are we going to try to figure out a plan in the, like, minute and a half that we have left? Or are we just gonna run for Achi? Call it good. We started this together, we die together, you know, like... Bros for life.
No.
We've had, like, 3 conversations.
Shoot the ball. God damn it, no.
I don't think shooting the bomb is going... I feel like
shooting the bomb would be worse.
I feel like, you know, shooting the bomb is a little bit like shooting a hurricane. There's no way it can fix anything, and if anything, it's just going to make it worse.
Chiaki, eat the bomb.
Yeah, really.
It was Chiaki, right? I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Eat the bomb, Chiaki. You're our only hope.
Alright, what are we doing?
Oh shit. Like, how are we gonna make a plan in 1 minute?
I don't know.
Like, what even is the plan? Kano ran for Ashi. He could have just been. I mean, we can't, but. Like,
I mean,
what plan?
we can't really save him in a minute either, so, like...
Right. Okay, plan something, I guess.
Alright.
He couldn't just rush in without a plan. The detective needed both a cool mind and a fiery spirit. And the more heated the situation was, the more he needed to stay cool. He could feel the muscles in his legs begin to stiffen. It is best to slow his racing heartbeat, as his mind sought desperately for a way out of the situation, but his eyes remained fixed on Ashi, holding the bomb in his arms. Knowing that it could explode at any moment made it almost impossible to think. The harder he tried to calm himself, the more his panic grew.
I love how we haven't even given Hitomi a hug, but you know what? We see a bomb, and we're just
Right.
gonna hug that fucking thing.
Right. Sucks. He cursed himself for not leaping into action immediately. No! He should have acted before taking it down! It was the only thing he was good at! Fuck! Oh no, I did it wrong. And he just stood frozen, staring at Achi. Then he felt the hairs rise up on the back of his neck. White smoke was pouring from an approaching minivan. Oh my god! It's your boy? Who is it? Like that vehicle teared to a stop along the shoulder of the road. Still, the smoke spilled out, roiling from a partly open window. Kano could feel a strange chill in the air.
Liquid
It's the
nitrogen?
Ghostbusters! Oh.
Okay, we were on
kinds of
two
people.
different.
2 kinds of people! Damn it! That! Instinctively, he rushed towards it.
Liquid nitrogen!
Yeah, my favorite.
No, it's the dry ice! Shit, I
It's the
forgot about the
dry-
Wandering
oh,
Angels!
shit. Peering through the minivan's window, he saw a clunky box device in the back. It was rumbling fiercely, spitting out an unending amount of white clumps. A dry ice machine. Hey! Kano yelled, banging hard on the door. Open up! I'm police! By freezing a bomb that used an electronic activation trigger, it was possible to kill the battery cell and deactivate the detonator. The explosive ordnance unit used liquid nitrogen. Maybe dry ice would work as well.
Liquid nitrogen is nitrogen that has been cooled to a liquid state, with a temperature below negative 195.8 degrees Celsius. It can be poured onto explosives to stop the function of components such as the battery cell for the detonator. However, in situations where the surrounding area can be safely secured, it's preferable to destroy the explosive via detonation rather than to simply arrest its function. Oops. Come on.
Better than nothing. Yeah.
Dry ice is carbon dioxide in its solid state. Because it evaporates at negative 79 degrees Celsius at standard atmospheric pressure, it must be kept refrigerated or it rapidly dissipates into mist. That's its use in smoke and fog machines. The odds of dry ice being able to stop the detonator of a bomb are quite low. Battery cells do lose electromotive force in a sub-zero environment, but there's no guarantee that this would actually work.
There were 3 men inside the vehicle, of course. Kano shouted at one of the driver's seat. I need to borrow that machine!
Huh?
They look high. Oh no. The man replied in a lethargic drawl. No
No
way, man.
way, man. We haven't even paid this thing off yet.
There was no time to explain or negotiate. Kano was just gonna have to take it by force.
Hold it right there!
Oh my god, it's me, Noriko! Another man, a very loud man, appeared suddenly in front of the vehicle. Pushy fellow. Kano had run into the scene of the explosion.
You guys are with that Wandering Angels theater troupe, yeah?
At the van's occupants.
Wandering Angels, episode 6, the finale, we made it! The minivan carrying Tozuka, Bando, and Amo veered wildly through the streets of Shibuya, leaving a trail of white smoke in its wake. The trio, now definitely impaired by oxygen deprivation, came close to causing several accidents. Teetering on the brink of consciousness, they were still trying to reach Endo Electronics when they ran into Kano and his companions instead. After Kano takes the machine off their hands, the three will happily head back to the theater, clean up, crack open some beers, and look over one long crazy day. Fin.
Damn. I feel so bad for them. He pointed at the dry ice machine.
That thing's defective! The guy from the electronics store said he'd refund your deposit. Huh?
Huh?
For real? Yeah, he told me to tell you that the machine's been recalled. We'll bring it back for you, so hurry up and open the door. Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, saved the day by Midorikawa. The newcomer
You never
helped
thought it would ever happen.
No. Newcomer helped the three men unload the dry ice machine from the minivan, then he turned to Kano.
Here, hurry up and take it.
He shouted. Right, thanks. Yoink! Kano wasn't sure what was going on, but he took the machine and ran, pushing it ahead of him across the pavement.
Achi!
Tomi wailed, tears in her eyes. The detective blew right past her, trailing a billowing plume of white smoke in his wake. Please let me make it in time. 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 Yeah, kind of let her loose a wild yell. Can't scream right now. Ran as fast as his legs would take him towards Hachi and the bomb. Oh, that's a jump. Shit.
And we have hit a to be continued. Alright, do we want to try to hit Achi's to be continued, or do we want to call it for tonight?
Let's save a boy, I'm scared.
Alright.
I'm scared for your boy, Achi.
Alright. Then Achi turned in Kano's direction. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Not the real Alfred, it's a fake. It's a fake. Yeah, oh my god. It's a fake. Fake dude. Bombs. Gotta be powerful. Can't be small. Where could the bomb be hidden then? Achi scanned the area, but didn't spot any place that seemed plausible. Then his eyes happened to alight on the briefcase the decoy had discarded. Could it be? No sooner had his suspicions been aroused than he heard Kano call out to him.
Achi, check the case. Hurry.
He hurriedly opened up the briefcase and searched the interior. But the only things inside were pieces of medical equipment, tubes and syringes and the like. There was nothing that looked remotely like a bomb. Still, where else could the bomb possibly be hidden?
Underneath.
Damn it! He had to find the explosive, and soon. He took another hard look at the case. Are we gonna shake it? Are we gonna flip it over? Or are we just gonna smash it apart?
No! Flip it over.
Right.
We're not shaking it like a maraca. Damn. We're not the Hulk.
I'll flip it over. Achi lifted the briefcase up high and flipped it upside down.
Oh my god.
But as he was
Gently.
about to throw it, he heard a faint metallic sound. Quickly, he lowered the case again. He was certain the noise had come from inside. Once more, he opened the case and looked inside. But still, he saw nothing of note. He tossed the medical equipment aside and slowly tilted the case from side to side. Although it looked empty, there was a distinct sound of something metal sliding back and forth. Hold on. Could it be? Achi tugged at the case's inner lining, quickly tearing it free. When he looked behind it, his eyes went wide. A thin layer of something that resembled white clay had been affixed inside the cover of the case. Several wires connected it to a small electronic device. This was it. The bomb really was inside the briefcase. Here it is! He shouted to Kano. I found it! Kano hurried over, bringing his captive with him. There, Mr. Palmer, take a look. When he saw what was inside the briefcase, the fake Alfred went pale.
No, can't be. Alfred, why?
His voice was hoarse with betrayal. Then abruptly he broke into stilted laughter.
Ha ha! Trusting someone really does make you blind. Such a simple, childish ruse, and it went right under my nose.
The fake Alfred, Palmer, looked over at Kano.
We need to get out. Oh, wow, fuck. Wow. We need to get out of here immediately.
He said.
That's right. There's a C4, a high-yield plastic explosive used by the military, and that's enough to blow this whole area to smithereens.
Blow the whole area to smithereens? Achi pictured Shibuya reduced to a blasted ruin. Meanwhile, Kano frantically began searching the inside of the briefcase.
Microphone.
Kano muttered. Hey, detective? Is that thing gonna explode or not? Achi tried and failed to keep his voice from wavering.
It looks like it's sound activated, but it hasn't gone off by just having people talking nearby, which means it must be set to explode in response to a specific sound trigger.
A specific sound, huh? Now Achi understood Stanley's instructions. That's it! It must be Hitomi's ringtone! That's why Stanley had me power her cell phone off.
So
that means we're safe, then.
Hitomi asked.
It's not going to explode anymore, right?
maybe, but I wouldn't bet our lives on it.
Kano continued his examination of the case. He carefully loosened the bomb and the cables, pulling them away from the lid of the case. The sight made Achi's heart leap. Then Kano went stock still, as if caught in a hungry predator's gaze.
Well, shit. There's not just a sound trigger.
The detective's voice was a raspy whisper.
Bomb has also been fitted with a countdown timer.
Achi could see the timer now. It had been planted underneath the plastic explosive. His blood ran cold.
Director Kuze, where's the bomb squad?
While Kano made a desperate call to the police, Achi picked up the briefcase and peered inside. The digital timer was steadily ticking down the seconds.
Man, where's the Endo Electronics guy when you need him?
Yeah, really. I think he might be at Endo Electronics, weirdly enough.
God damn it.
Achi scanned the nearby area. There were too many people around the scramble. Hitomi was there. Susumu was there. Several more of his old pals. Along with a bunch of innocent bystanders. And the guy that, tried to kill us all, but
Yeah,
we're not thinking about him. This ain't about him. The people are the lifeblood, Achi reminded himself. The blood that coursed through the body that was the city. Like cells, they brought life to the city he so loved. And Achi wanted to be one of the red, or was it white, blood cells of Shibuya.
My God, help this boy.
I love him.
Achi, stop making that weird-ass comparison.
Kano called out.
Leave that thing and get out of here.
No way. Achi sat down, cradling the case in his arms.
Achi, what the hell are you doing?
I'm not going anywhere until everyone's made it to safety. Detective, you need to get these people somewhere safe right away. Clear the area first, then I'll go.
But there was no way I can do that.
Damn it! Don't you want to save these people? Achi snapped. Kano bit his lower lip. Hitomi wrapped her arms around Achi from behind.
Oh, baby.
Achi, don't do this.
Hitomi, you need to get out of here too.
Why? Why are you acting so crazy?
Tears blurred her words, and he could feel her trembling against him. It doesn't matter. Just get as far away as you can.
But I love you. No, I'm not leaving you.
After the day they'd spent together, Achi knew full well that telling Hitomi something once wasn't enough to get her to listen. That stubbornness was one of the many things that made her so amazing in his eyes.
Not the time to be amazing, but...
Hitomi. Achi clasped one of her hands tightly. Please. This is the one favor I will ever ask you. Possibly because I'm dead after this, but
Yeah.
His voice came out oddly soft and gentle.
Alright,
she told him.
but let me just say one thing first. There are still so many things I want to talk to you about. So much more that I want to know about you. Like, when's your birthday and so I can make cake? So please, Archie, don't die on me.
Hey, don't worry. Once everyone's made it to safety, I'll clear out of here right away. Hitomi
Damn it.
squeezed his hand and then got up and silently hurried away. Susumu, you and SOS start getting people out of the area.
Yeah, alright.
Susumu turned away and spurred the gang into motion.
Alright, bitches and hoes and non-binary. let's go.
Then, for an instant, Achi's eyes met Kano's. Achi gave a tiny nod and looked down at the timer. 1:19. 1:18. Get back! Achi shouted at the top of his lungs. Everybody get back! There's a bomb! He held the briefcase tight against himself as he continued shouting. He ran his voice raw, trying to warn the crowd away. Everyone get out of here! Just run! Following his lead, Kano started directing nearby civilians to safety.
There's a bomb.
The
Everybody
detective
run.
shouted.
Get away as fast as you can, bitches.
Susumu waved his arms emphatically.
Please,
Hitomi added.
you all have to get out of here.
But the crowd didn't heed their warnings. At last, apparently deciding that the time was up, Kano turned back to Achi.
Archie, that's enough. Leave the bomb and let's go.
He could hear Susumu and Hitomi shouting as well.
There's no time left, man.
Archie, come on.
57. 56. They tried for a whole 20 seconds.
Nope.
The way Palmer had talked about this bomb, it sounded like a pretty dangerous one. It might be powerful enough to blow up the entire intersection. And there were still so many people nearby. There was no chance they'd be able to get to safety in the few dozen seconds that remained. Achi needed to minimize the force of the blast as much as possible. He cradled the bomb more tightly to his chest, huddling over it.
What are you doing? Come on, with us, hurry!
Screamed Kano. I don't know how powerful this bomb is, but please, God, let my body be enough to protect the people of Shibuya and to protect Hitomi. Achi squeezed his eyes tightly shut. I'm sorry, Suzune. Looks like I won't be able to keep visiting you in the hospital anymore. You'll forgive me, though, right? I stuck it through to the end, just like you told me to. I didn't call it quits partway through, and so whatever you do, you can't let that disease beat you. Don't you dare let it beat you. Achi drew a deep breath as he finished his solitary little prayer. He couldn't have more than a few seconds left to go.
Archie!
It was Hitomi.
Oh wait, Archie, you suck! I didn't know who it was.
He was glad that her voice was the loud thing in this world he'd ever hear. Or so he thought.
That's sad. Archie, bring the bomb over here!
Huh? That wasn't Hitomi's voice. Dude, you're ruining it.
Run the moment.
Achi opened his eyes and saw Kano racing toward him, pushing some weird big piece of machinery. The detective flipped open the machine's cover to reveal a huge mound of dry ice.
Stick it in here. Flash freezing the timer ought to stop it.
Achi did as he was told, shoving the briefcase into the dry ice. Kano helped him pile more dry ice on top of it. I don't think you're actually supposed to hold dry ice in your hands, but, you know, this is an emergency, so...
Let's hope that's enough.
Kano exclaimed. He looked like a man desperate for a miracle. They could see the timer display through a gap in the frozen hydrogen, still counting down. I mean, it's carbon dioxide, but...
Oh no!
Was this not going to work? Achi and Kano held their breaths.
Oh my god. Anxiety.
And we've hit our to be continued. So, we will end here for tonight then.
Yay, anxiety.
Oh.
That was a trip.
That was a lot.
A lot to take in.
But
Damn.
all we've got is the epilogue left next stream. So,
Yay.
so yeah. Next stream is Tuesday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, like normal. We'll most likely be playing Phoenix, right? Unless Mana wants to beg that we swap our stream dates.
We just finish it off. Yeah, I mean, it's up to Lemur as well.
Yeah, it's up to Lemur. So, you know, like, you can beg in our group chat if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will be back on Phoenix Wright as attorney. Can't think of anything else we need to talk about. You got anything?
No, I don't have any upcoming things right now. So, yeah,
All right.
just watch Shang-Chi. I cannot emphasize that enough. If y'all haven't seen Shang-Chi, go watch Shang-Chi. It's worth it. Anyway, that's all I needed to say.
So, wash your hands, wear a mask, get vaccinated if you can, and we will be back on Tuesday. So, have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.